Roy Smith is our corn and soybean market analyst this week. The U.S. Department of Agriculture's December crop report made no changes to American use or supply for corn or soybeans. It did, however, increase corn production in Brazil to 86.5 million metric tons. That would be a record for the country. Final export numbers for October illustrated the strength in foreign demand, showing U.S. corn shipments up more than 53% from a year ago, and soybean exports nearly 13% above October 2015. When we last talked with Roy at the beginning of November, he was tracking his dead cat bounce move in the soybean market. We started by asking for an update when we met again Wednesday afternoon.
Well, it's been an interesting fall for sure. The dead cat bounce, as I know it, started a little early. It started around the 15th of September, and up until just a couple days ago, it was pretty much going right along the way we expected it to. A few days up, a few days down, but the general trend has been higher, going all the way back to what I said earlier. So now, is it going to keep going? One of the rules that we have with this dead cat bounce is that we don't usually see it lasting past the 31st of December. That doesn't mean it can't, or occasionally will, but long-term average is probably not.
How much price differential was there in that bounce?
Well, at the absolute extreme, it was about $1.25 for soybeans, and it's kind of hard to say because the thing floated along for weeks and didn't go anywhere. Up a little, down a little, up a little, down a little, but didn't really go anywhere. And then all at once we got a big jump, and we went from 35 or 40 cents a bushel appreciation to well over $1. And then this last week or so, it's been kind of hanging right in there at about $1, $1.25. So, the question is, where does it go from here? And historically, it's just really hard to nail it down because we had so much move all at once that it almost seems like it should just shoot right on higher, and maybe it will, I don't know. But, it's kind of a coin toss from the 1st of January on into the spring. It's kind of a coin toss. We used to call that the John Deere low price move. It isn't that much of a move anymore, but it's still there.
If you missed a window for selling there, what is your philosophy on trying to get rid of beans?
Well, first of all, I guess just from a flat-out price standpoint, I say $9 cash at the farm. It would be a good price to be moving some more of those beans that you missed the first time around. If you really are willing to take the risk, if you look at that long-term seasonal price chart, we had a low clear back there in September, and then just gradually eating its way higher. And the odds this last 4 or 5 years have been that rally will keep going. Now, I always cross my fingers when I say that because it can go down just as fast or faster than it goes up.
The last time we talked, you were going to wait until the first of the year to start to think about what to do with corn. Has that philosophy changed at all?
Philosophy hasn't changed. The bin behind you is full of corn and have fans, and the fans run occasionally. I try to just be sure that there's always some air movement to keep the corn in condition, and we'll take a good hard look at it again after the first of the year. And I call it the drop dead date, but it's not exactly true for corn, but the principle is still there.
Is basis helping it all right now? You had mentioned a cash level at soybeans. I guess I should have asked for soybeans, and now we can go into corn as well.
Well, the basis has improved a little bit, but you came down here from Lincoln, and I'm sure you drove by some piles of corn. And until those piles of corn get cleaned up, the basis isn't going to move very much because the elevators have to do something. Fortunately, we didn't get the hard driving rain like we did a year ago, so everything got rotten. But they're still going to be moving that corn as quick as they can.
So much of the daily market commentary now focuses on what's happening with South America at the beginning of its growing season. Over the past few years, has it had more of an impact on what we're seeing?
You know, that whole issue of the South American crop is kind of strange. It's kind of hard to figure, because if you look at when the South American crop has been a big factor in the soybean market, it hasn't caused the price to go down like you would think it would. I mean, logic would say if you have a big crop, the price is going to go down. And that does happen sometimes, but more often than not, in the spring, we look at that long-term chart and it just gradually eats its way higher, even in the face of beans coming from South America. So it's an interesting concept. Don't get oversold on it.